Alright everybody, thank you for joining me back here on the channel. Now, I know it's been a very long time and I do apologise. I've just been so busy with things, and sometimes when it gets to just a day with a few hours when I feel like not doing much, I just want to relax and not be doing anything other than just chilling. But something which has been really good recently is I've been playing a lot more JRPGs again, in particularly the Alchemy games, the Atelier series, if that's how you pronounce it. This is Sophie 2, which came out earlier in the year, which is a continuation on from the story of the first game, and some of the things which happened from within the first game. Now, because I completed Ryza 1, they gave me an outfit which makes Sophie look like Ryza, which is a bit crazy, I know, but I just put on that outfit for most of the game. But the game is so well done. It's a really well polished, really well executed game, and they may not have changed many things drastically, but everything that's from within the game, they've literally knocked it out of the park, something chronic, and it's almost to a level of perfection where it doesn't crash, there's no glitches, there's no problems, there's no nothing. It literally just works really, really well. The character animation is seamless, the storyline is so well done, and it has some of the most perfect gameplay of the series that's ever been done. It's one of the easiest games to chill out and relax to, and the game in general, it doesn't have, I wouldn't say there's any difficulty curve really whatsoever, it just naturally progresses. One of the big changes that they've done in this game versus other ones in the series is they've added the ability to shift like time and weather in certain areas, and what you basically are able to do is change, you can change the elemental settings of the areas, which not only does change the weather, but it can change the environment in your surroundings when you're in a new game to play. So like the rivers will like ice over, and the landscapes will change drastically, or the sea levels will rise, or it'll be really, really hot and other things. And it's quite adds a new tactical change to the element of the universe in which you are playing in, because some enemies and NPCs or whatever can only really be found in certain areas where you change the weather, so to speak. Now, that kind of leads into how the story works as well, because you're able to basically, the game almost has a story where it follows in parallel to some extent to the original game, but kind of in the future. It's a very strange way to do a story, but it has been done really, really well, and generally it's a light-hearted story with easy to follow progression. It is naturally timed and never feels rushed at all, or never feels like it's got being laggy or you're stuck or anything. It seems to just naturally progress really, really well. The game as a whole is just really, really well put together, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, this was actually, I did Ryza 1, then I did this, then I did Ryza 2, and then I did Ferris. So this was the second one of the 4 that I platinumed in a row. I've basically been playing these from June right the way around till about end of September. And I would say this is definitely better than the first game. However, the thing is it might be better than the first Sophie game. You can't really play this without having played the first one, because the story basically builds upon the original game. And so you can't just go ahead and play this instead, because it's just, you wouldn't have any context whatsoever to the whole entire story, so you wouldn't be able to do so. The gameplay wise from the first game to this is pretty similar. The outcome is identical, and the way in which the game, the combat and the actual combat of the game, the fighting with each of the different enemies, is pretty much the same as on the first game. They have polished it quite a fair bit to make it run better, but the actual gameplay is the same, so it makes it the Sophie version of the Atelier series and not something else. Now, when it comes to the game in general, it's very similar to a lot of the other games where if you wanted to try and platinum it, you have to collect all of the recipes in the book, and you have to be able to do everything. And as per norm in a lot of the games like this, certain ideas for recipes and certain items to be able to create and make things from within the alchemy book, so to speak, are just basically locked behind certain areas in the game, or certain bosses in the game, or certain amounts of X, Y, Z to be able to do so. And that basically hasn't changed from any of the games at all. They've left that the same as it is in all of them. However, I would say that the bosses and places where you'd find things are a heck of a lot easier than in some of them. That aside, don't really matter. That part of the game is just as it was beforehand. Really enjoyed the game, and in general, you could lose hours and hours and hours of gameplay playing this, and you didn't even realise. And the thing is even when I was ending up on the 4th game in a row, I haven't even really got bored. And I think that's because with these games in this series, although they are very similar, the story and characters really help the games along. And as soon as I finished one, I wanted to play another, which is, I'd say, quite rare. I mean, you normally get burnout quite easily by repeating similar styles of games over and over and over again, and this didn't. It just seemed to, all 4 of them, and I did stop at the 4th one, but I could probably do another and it wouldn't really matter. But there's something where you just jump from one to the next one and it still feels fresh and new, and you want to see the story and how the characters progress, and you want to be able to fill in the book and all the recipes and ideas and do all the side quests and everything, and it just naturally feels right to finish the thing to 100%. Like I said, trophy-wise, there's no difficult trophies in the game. There's nothing at all there that made me go, no, I'm not going to bother with this. It was just as is, and as long as you know what you're doing and you know how to weaponize yourself in the correct way to do things, pretty much everything just works. And that's about it, really. There's nothing bad to say about the game whatsoever. It just flows really well and is an absolutely amazing game. I would go just as far as to say this is one of the best games I've played this year. That has released this year as well. It really does just knock it out of the park, and I'm over the moon with it. And as I said, I played Rise of 1 and 2, and 3 comes out in February, I think, so I'll be picking up Rise of 3. But it just so well done, and just a lovely game to sit around and enjoy and play and not feel like it's a tormented, stressful story or bosses are too difficult, or it just works, if that makes sense. And that doesn't dissuade the game from being brilliant, it just makes it such a good game. Now anyway, I will be reviewing the other 3 games. Like I said, I did do 4, and I will be reviewing all 4 and putting them out. I don't know when. I will be putting them out at some point, but I will be reviewing all 4 of the games. I've got a few indie games I want to be putting out as well, so they'll be edited and talked about. And I never feel like it's a review. I'm just talking about my experience with the game, which is fine. But this is probably the best game I've played this year at the moment. If you do want to know any more, just drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you. But thanks for joining me here on the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
強くなっちまったぜ。
まだまだ成長するわよ。